Good morning, everyone. Um, my name is Janvi Bhanushali, and I'm going to take you through the Spanish workshop for today. Um, so let's get started. I'll just share my screen. As a Spanish educator, I truly believe that before learning any language, it's very important to know the nature of the language and the culture of the language, right? The place where the language originated, so that you feel very much closer to the language, very much connected, so that the language comes to you naturally once you dive right into it. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm not going to read the first slide for some time. First, I would like you to know about Spanish and Spain. The biggest hint that I would like to give, or the biggest fact that I would like to tell to all of you, is that Spanish is the second most spoken language all over the world. So with this fact, I think so all of you will become aware about the intensity the language holds, that in any country you go, you might actually find at least one or two Spanish speakers in any country you go or in any place you go. And this makes it all the more exciting to learn the language, right? So let's dive into it. Like I said, Spanish is the second most spoken language. So yeah. So Spanish is called Español. Español. N with a wave is an extra alphabet that you'll find in Spanish language. So it is Español. I'll break it up for you once again so that it becomes easy. Español. Español. Like I said, second most spoken language. And the best thing is, the first novel ever written was written in Spanish by Miguel de Cervantes, that is Don Quixote. And so when you start learning Spanish, you open the entire realm of literature for you. Next, Spanish obviously originated in Spain, right? So Spain in Spanish is called España. 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 This is definitely the flag of España. And this is where Spain is located. That is España. So it is located near France and Portugal. Obviously, it's in Europe. So Español and España. Let's move further ahead. The capital of España, Spain, is Madrid. Next, you will find a lot of cathedrals in España, that is Spain. For those of all who don't know what is a cathedral are like worship-like structures, like church, wherein people worship. Although now they become historical monuments and they are very famous in Spain. So a lot of architects these days, they study Spanish for the sole reason because the structures, the cathedrals that have been built, they are very prominent in the realm of architecture. And so architects have a desire to go to Spain and to get inspired to build such beautiful monuments. Furthermore, for those of all don't know, Antonio Gaudí, Sagrada Familia. La Sagrada Familia is a very amazing, which is being built in Barcelona. So Antonio Gaudí is one of the most famous architects of Spain, and it is still under construction, but it is one of the best things that is being built all over the world. Let's move further ahead. We all know football is the national sports of Spain. We all are aware with Messi and Ronaldo. So yeah, football is something which Spaniards thoroughly enjoy. Apart from that, we have something very colloquial, which is the bullfight. That is corrido de toros. Repeating once again for you all, corrido de toros. So speaking about the bullfight, it is only legal in Spain. It is illegal everywhere in the world because it is a very terrifying sport. For all those who would have watched Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, I think so they'll be able to relate to it. So Corrido de Toros basically takes place in two ways. The first is when there's a bull and there's a man, like you can see in the picture, wherein they fight against one another. And the second thing that we have is when bulls are just left and people run. So it takes place around July and August in Spain, and it is one of the colloquial sport of Spain. But it's very dangerous at the same time. Moving further ahead, we have Tomatina. I think so. It's an experience which at least everyone desires to take once in their lifetime. So Tomatina, again, for those who bought ZNMD, they'll be able to relate, wherein people play with tomatoes. Coming next, we have Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos. What is Dia de los Muertos? It is Day of the Dead. So naturally, when we remember the day of someone close to us dying, we feel sad. But in Mexico, which is also a Spanish-speaking country, people believe that you should actually remember your ancestors by celebrating, not by crying. And they believe that our ancestors always want the best out of us. And so they decorate their houses, they have lunch and dinner together. And on top of that, they also make sugar candies and sugar skulls made out of sugar and all, and they celebrate it on large scale. Moving ahead, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad is Merry Christmas. And Christmas is one of the most famous festival, one of the festival of Spain, you can say. It is celebrated on a humongous scale out there. People start celebrating it from 24th of December and it goes on till 6th of January. So just how Diwali is celebrated on a very large scale in India, or any other festival. Similarly, Christmas is also celebrated in the same manner as in Spain. Moving ahead, why should one learn Spanish? I gave you an entire backthrough as to what is the Spanish culture and what all is famous. Moving ahead, what could be the benefits of Spanish, So definitely learning a language always increases employment opportunities, but Spanish increases it. The only reason is because it is the second most spoken language. So for all the companies with the outset and increase of globalization, almost so many countries need people speaking Spanish, right? Because in America also now Spanish has become a compulsory language to learn, especially in schools. So for every company out there, be it finance, be it any other company, you need Spanish. So it does definitely give you a broader prospect. It's travel friendly. Anywhere you travel to America, you will find people speaking Spanish. You travel to Europe, you will, especially in Spain for sure. In Africa too, you might find a lot of people speaking Spanish. Moving further ahead, it opens up the world of art, literature, and architecture. Like I had mentioned before, the first novel was written in Spanish, and we have the world's famous architect in Spain. So yeah, it opens up a lot of realm. Pablo Picasso is also from Spain. Next, it is the most easiest and quickest language to learn. No, not a lot of fuss about it. It's very easy to learn because it is very phonetic. Just how we speak English, you have to pronounce the letters in the same manner. Just one or two letter keeps on changing here and there. But apart from that, it's very easy. It's beneficial for mind, definitely. You are giving your mind a great exercise by trying to learn a new language completely, which nobody speaks around you. So yeah, definitely learning Spanish has a lot of benefits, and each and every one out there should definitely try learning it. Moving ahead now, let's start with basic Spanish for today. We are going to start with Los Saludos. Los Saludos is salutations. When you meet someone for the first time, we generally say, hi, what's up? And so that's what we are going to learn today. Speaking about it, so it's Ola. Let's go to this first word. It's Ola. The Ola and Uber which we have in India, that's Ola, right? H is always silent. Let's note our first rule down, that H is always silent in Spanish, be it in the start of a word, in the middle of the word, or in the end of the word. H is always and always silent. So it is Ola. It is not Hola, it's Ola. Yeah. Ola means hi. Next, we have Buenos Dias. That is good morning. Buenos Dias. Let me break it up for you. Buenos. Buenos Dias. Dias. Buenos Dias. Buenos Dias. Next. Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. T का त. Like Tara, Hindi में Tara बोलते हैं तो. It's to. It's not to, it's to. So buenas tardes. Buenos días. Buenas tardes. Next, we have buenas noches. Buenas noches. So to come back, buenos días is good morning. Buenas tardes is good evening, good afternoon as well. Buenas noches is good night. So moving ahead, once we are done greeting someone, we ask, how are you, right? So it's, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Just to get you one cue or to give you one hint, all I'm doing is I'm pronouncing each and every letter that is there and the way it goes. I'm not eating up any letters. So it is ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Right? That makes your pronunciations way more easier once you start pronouncing everything as it goes. ¿Cómo estás? So, ¿cómo estás is how are you? Moving ahead, QUE is ¿qué? ¿Qué tal? So, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? So, ¿qué tal? What is the difference between ¿cómo estás and ¿qué tal? Biggest question. So, ¿cómo estás is how are you? When obviously you meet your boss or you meet someone for the first time, or you're meeting someone who is at a more authoritative position than you or elder to you, to whom you want to give more respect, we say ¿cómo estás? That is how are you. And when we meet our friends, I don't think so we ask how are you. We always ask what's up with you, what's going on. So for that, we say ¿qué tal? It's ¿qué tal? Yeah. So I'll just quickly run through these words again. Hola, H is always silent. Remember that. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? I hope this much is clear to all of you. Let's move ahead. Now, once I have asked ¿cómo estás? How will you reply to it, right? So there are 5 different ways of replying to it. Estoy muy bien. It's muy bien. So estoy muy bien. Estoy bien. Estoy regular. Estoy mal. Estoy fatal. So let's check their meanings out. Muy bien, I'm amazing. I'm very good. Bien, I'm feeling good. Regular, feeling normal. Mal, I feel bad. And fatal, I feel horrible. So, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien. Estoy bien. Estoy regular. Estoy mal. Estoy fatal. Yeah? So now that we've learned how to greet someone and how to answer to the greeting, let's move towards the end of the conversation. The middle of what to speak is what we are going to learn in our course. So for today, we are directly going to move to the end of the conversation. Las despedidas. Despedidas is bidding farewell to someone. So how do you do that? First one is hasta luego. Again, reminding to you all that the letter H is never pronounced. It's always and always silent in Spanish. So, hasta luego. Hasta pronto. Hasta la vista. I think so all of us would have heard hasta la vista at least once in our life, right? Next, adios. Ciao. I'll just go through it once again for you all. Hasta luego. Hasta pronto. Hasta la vista. Adios. Ciao. Let's get through their meanings. Hasta luego. Hasta luego is see you later. Hasta pronto. Hasta pronto is see you soon. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista is see you soon again. Adios is ciao. Adios and ciao means bye. So both of them are synonyms, right? Let's move towards now. Quickly, we'll move to my first slide, which I just skipped for you all. Now that you know quite a lot of Spanish, let's try pronouncing these words. Bienvenido a la clase de español. Bienvenido a la clase de español. Welcome to the class of Spanish. Now, I can truly welcome all of you to the class of Spanish because you've learned at least a little few words which are common, which can help you to engage with someone. So, bienvenido a la clase de español. Now, one trick over here. If you're welcoming a boy, it will be bienvenido. If you're welcoming a girl, it will be bienvenida. So bienvenido a la clase de español. Let's move ahead. I hope all of you are getting till here. We'll come to magic words. These magic words, they are very precious to me because when we are young, especially in nursery or something, our parents always teach us, parents, teachers, and all elders, they're behind us to learn these words so that it just makes us more polite and organized in front of someone. And that's what we are going to learn right now. So the first one is gracias. Gracias is thank you. Then we have por favor. Por favor is please. Lo siento. Lo siento is I'm sorry. De nada. De nada is you're welcome. So if somebody tells you gracias, you will say de nada, right? Gracias. Por favor, please. Lo siento, I'm sorry. De nada. You're welcome. So are we good to go? Itself, in the first class, we also learned how to be polite in Spanish by learning these 4 magic words. Let's move to números, something which is very important and easy. Los números. Los números is numbers. So numbers, a lot of you out there know numbers. I'll just quickly take you through them. It's 0 to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. I'm pronouncing everything. 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in some places, in Spain, B is pronounced as B, and some, especially in Latin America, we still pronounce V as V, the way we pronounce it in English. So you can choose whichever way is feasible for you, but you should not get scared if someone is using it the other way. You should not get anxious about it. It's perfectly normal. So it's nueve. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are we all good to go? Easy, you know the numbers. So you can now speak your mobile number. For example, 6, 6, 3, 9, 9, 7, 6, 2, 3. Right? So you can tell your mobile numbers like that in Spanish just after learning these 1-digit numbers. Isn't it cool? Next, let's move to some frequently answered questions. I'm going to answer your queries. So some of the most frequently asked questions to me are, how should I start with Spanish? What is the correct thing to go about? So remember, each language is divided into levels. We divide it into A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. In A1 level, you always learn how to describe things around you. You learn basically the base, the technicalities of how sentence is formed, of how you can describe things using just the present tense right around you, everything. And by the end of A1, you would have dived into more culture, into more technicalities of the language, into the more grammatical rules. And then in the coming levels, we build more tightly on those concepts. So A1 is like the root of a tree. Next, moving to A2, you learn your past tense. You learn how to describe things in more detail, describing your past experiences as well. In B1, you learn how to describe future as well as how to make more complex sentences. And in B2, you develop the fluency that you need to be able to understand the context thoroughly and to be able to answer the person right in front of you in the quickest way possible. You start thinking in Spanish right from B1 itself. And C1 and C2 are advanced levels, which you need if you intend on building a career or in your language, in the Spanish language. Moving ahead, we have a lot of exams for Spanish. That is, we have DELE, D-E-L-E, which is the official exam conducted by the Spain government. We have DIE and we have CLA. So generally people go for DELE exam as it is the one which is recognized by the Spain government. Again, it is also taken based on your levels. You're supposed to complete levels, study, practice, go and give. Apart from that, how you learn a language. So like I said, every language is divided into reading, listening, speaking, and writing. These are the 4 important prospects of a language, and you need to focus on each one of them just to make it more clear. Once you know how to read, you're able to understand, and reading increases your vocabulary level. And once you write, you're able to put your thoughts properly onto a sheet of paper, which is very helpful when you want to speak spontaneously in front of someone. Oral helps you to build your fluency, and listening helps you to comprehend what the other person is speaking so that you can answer correctly. How much time it takes to complete learning the entire language, it completely depends on you. How much has you give, and how you go about with it. If you go without taking a break, some people complete it within like 2.5, 2 years at the max with C2 level, and some people take 5 years. So it's completely on your own pace. Apart from that, at CommCult, we have a lot of courses available. So you could just connect with us on Instagram, LinkedIn, or on the numbers which will be provided to you on our website, and you can get to know how to go about with it. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the session with us. Thank you so much.